Hey everyone, welcome back to Display TV. I am your host, Sarah Pribis, and I will be your host for the rest of the night. But I've already made this announcement, and I'm going to keep making it because I want to get you all excited. I will be stepping out of my hosting duties for the next 2 days. However, that does not mean there won't be a pre-show, and that does not mean there won't be trivia. Here's how it's going to happen. Tomorrow for the pre-show, I will be doing it from the Display TV live stream. So instead of tapping into the Display TV channel like you have now, you'll want to come into the Dolby Live, and I will be live at 7:30. Chatting, hanging, doing the usual thing. The problem is I will be on the road, so I won't be in the studio, but I can tune into live, and I want to make sure that we're all hanging, that I'm giving away that trivia answer, and that we're continuing things as we normally do. For trivia, we're going to have Chaz step in and host. And so for anybody that hasn't already said hello and welcome to Chaz, let him know that you're super excited that he'll be stepping in. Speaking of trivia, I've got an answer for you, which means I've got a question for you first. You guys are gonna have to try to answer this one. Again, it's Mardi Gras themed, and then I'm gonna reveal the correct answer. This is the very real question 8 tonight. Let's do it. The traditional Mardi Gras dessert akin to a coffee cake typically hides a small baby figurine inside, known as what? A fiv, a bibelot, or a poupée? I'm glad I get a practice round at this because we need to perfect it for trivia. Okay, a fiv, a bibelot, or a poupée? There we go. Let's do it one more time. A fiv, a bibelot, or a poupée? Yeah, okay. Let's see if we know the answer here. It's looking like 41% of you are saying bibelot, 15% of you are saying poupée. Why is that so hard for me to say? You know why that's hard for me to say. And 36% of you are saying fiv. So, the correct answer is fiv. The first one that 28% of you are saying. The first one, fiv, is the correct answer. It's essentially a little baby Jesus figurine that they hide inside the cake. And that is your very real question 8 answer. Now, again, if you want the answer to question 8 for the next 2 days, we're gonna have that streaming right here on Display TV, per usual. So you can just tune in here if you wanna see that. Or you can come hang with me at the Display TV Dolby live stream from the personal profile, and I will reveal the correct answer to question 8 there. So you have your choice, or you can do both. It really doesn't matter to me, but there are options, friends. Okay, let's talk about some original content, please. Let's show off what y'all have been making and posting right here on Display TV, because it's good. It's really, really good. Okay, this first one is from Frostaqua. Hashtag shot while walking, hashtag Washington Heights, hashtag New York City. I recognize that bridge. I love this. This is like lifestyle influencer vibes. Very, very cool. Next up, we got Chrysanth. She is one of the members of DAB. She is that all about display community. I love this. Look at this. Display best practices. Post engaging original content. Always include a caption. Post in communities. Post multiple times a day. Use all your shares. Leave meaningful comments. Limit emoji usage. I don't know if I agree with that. No, I love emojis. Post engaging original content. There you go. You see one that was listed twice, and that's because it's the most important one. Thank you for Chrysanth for drawing that up. I appreciate that. All right, next up, we've got a shell. This is a photo of their beautiful cousin, Rowena. Gorgeous, look at that. Oh, it's like periwinkle. If I had to describe that shade, it's lavender and periwinkle. The sky, you can't even tell where it meets the ocean. Take me traveling. All right, then we've got Kathy Davis. This is a pretty fountain from her travels in New Orleans. Kathy, were you there for Mardi Gras? When were you there in New Orleans? This is so gorgeous, I love it. This is the calm before the Mardi Gras storm. Next up, we have Jinky Ortaleza with my bestie. She's my best friend. She's a real bad, okay. Then we've got Crespo the DJ, ballin' in the middle of the club in New Jersey. Woo, he is up past my bedtime for sure. If there's one thing I know about this photo, it's past my bedtime, but living the dream. I love it. Okay, next we've got Rajan Lal, advocate at the High Court of Delhi, India. Oof, look at that beautiful architecture in the background too. This is a really cool portrait. I love this. Thank you, Rajan. Then we have Sakig Zami, 12. This is a wood art painting. And if you look really closely, you can make out that it's a woman. I think that there is a dog below her kimono sleeve. But tell me what you see in the chat. This is gorgeous. I love this art. I love the art that I see on display. And then finally, we have this one from Norm K. This is Northern Boulevard in Queens, New York. Right down the street. Not quite, but you know, in New York, that's where we're from. So grab a photo of your sky, put it on display. In the meantime, friends, we've got trivia coming up in 5 minutes for $500. It's Mardi Gras themed. I'll see you there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to an all-new game of brand new trivia. Before we dive in too deep tonight, I want to let you all know Miss Sarah has some business matters to attend to and definitely won't just be playing hooky over the next 2 days. But while I'm away, you're going to get a very special substitute teacher. He's probably like just going to let you watch movies and pass notes, and I promise you will love him, but just not more than me, okay? But let's live in the present and not in the future. And for now, I'm still here, so let's get started. Happy first day of March. Wowee, there is just so much that is new today. And on top of all of that, it is Mardi Gras. Whether or not you celebrate, I hope you take the spirit of the day to heart and indulge, feast, do whatever floats your boat, and then some. Because Mardi Gras kicks off the period of Lent, the period of fasting that leads up to Easter. And I'm not gonna lie, Lent is kind of a buzzkill. Lent is that friend who orders off the low-cal section of the menu on their birthday. Yeah, no grilled chicken and vegetable medleys tonight. Let's get our kicks while the sun is still shining. And I want you all to shine tonight too. So I'm gonna get you set up for success with some rules. You'll have 10 seconds to answer 10 questions each. When a new question appears on your screen, choose carefully, because once you tap, there is no going back. If you get one wrong, you can keep playing along, just not for the money, honey. And make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi and that you're holding your phone vertically. And finally, your winnings will appear in your display bank account if you're actively posting and have your profile all set up. Now, before we get started, I want to take a quick poll because I care about what you think. I want to know, you know, friends, we do trivia live every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern, okay? But I want to ask you, like, how is this working out time-wise? Seriously, I want to know, like, when is the most ideal time for you to get your trivia on? Maybe there's a better time. So keep in mind, we're asking Eastern time, not your relevant time, Eastern time. So would that be morning, 9 to 11, lunch break, 11 to 1, 1 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9. You get the gist, right? You're gonna have to do some mental math if you're in another part of the world right now to figure out what that is on Eastern time. But do your best, right? There's no wrong answers. Be honest and don't answer with what you think I want to hear. We want to know what if we were to change the time to what's best. Like if we were to work around your schedule, what actually would be the best time for you? Tell me in the comments. First thing in the morning, friends. Okay, 44%, 9 to 11. They want to get me out of bed early. I see how it is. Okay. Let's kick off this trivia game Bourbon Street style. It's time for display trivia. Question 1. What is the direct translation of Mardi Gras? Fat Tuesday, Bigoted Wednesday, Irrational Saturday? What is the direct translation of Mardi Gras? Fat Tuesday, Bigoted Wednesday, Irrational Saturday? Now, here's a little clue for you. Mardi Gras always falls on the same day of the week, and no spoilers, but this was also a day of the week on which many, many people customarily enjoy the food known as tacos. I know for some of you that doesn't narrow it down at all, because if you're in my camp, you know that any day of the week is perfectly good for tacos, not just the one that's alliterative. Best day for tacos? Anyone that ends in a Y. Which leads me to my next point. When someone offers you tacos, don't ask why, just take them. The celebration named Mardi Gras translates to the English for Fat Tuesday because it is a day of indulgence before the next 40 days of Lent. 92% of you got that. Question 2. Which vegetable, when preceded by couch, denotes a lazy person? Broccoli, potato, zucchini. Which vegetable, when preceded by couch, denotes a lazy person? Broccoli, potato, zucchini. The word lazy gets a bad rap, but I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, being lazy can become pretty impressive. Whoa, you haven't gotten up from the sofa other than to eat and go to the bathroom for how many days? I mean, that is either incredibly strong commitment to the bit or that is depression. If it's depression, please go get help. But if you're just binging all of The Sopranos, damn, Daniel, you deserve a medal. Okay, really though, it is starting to smell in here and your fingers are covered in Cheeto dust. A couch potato is someone who maybe doesn't move around a whole lot, but if you don't take a second to sit still, you might miss life passing you by. So, 95% of you got that. Question 3. This item is customarily thrown off parade floats at Mardi Gras. Cookies, flower petals, beaded necklaces. This item is customarily thrown off parade floats at Mardi Gras. Cookies, flower petals, beaded necklaces. The term floats in some parades is a tad misleading. The only parade I've ever seen with anything that could reasonably be called a float is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. But like, take for instance the Rose Bowl Parade. Those are just cars covered in flowers. They're not floating. They're barely even driving. If they went any faster, they'd lose all their foliage. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's time to update the terminology. You know, maybe instead of floats, we call them crawls or stalls while that marching band is up there trying to round a corner. The parade is a huge element of Mardi Gras, and the item most famous for landing in the crowds are the Mardi Gras beads. You got it. 87% of you got it. Question 4. Glucose falls under what category of macronutrients? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins. Glucose falls under what category of macronutrients? Carbohydrates, fats, proteins. A balanced diet has all these macronutrients: carbs, fats, and proteins. And balance is important. My favorite of all the balances, work-life balance. That's the balance that allows me to say, la 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 la, I can't hear you, when an email from my boss comes in at 9 p.m. on a Sunday. I'm sure that email is giving me the boot, but if a tree falls in the forest with no one around to hear it, then did it even make a sound? I think we all know the answer is no. If you want to fire me, do it during work hours, okay? Oh wait, that was an email not about giving me the boot, but about buy one, get one half off boots at Nordstrom Rack this weekend? Okay. See, now that's an email that I would have opened. Glucose, like all the sugars, falls under the heading of carbohydrates. Look, you can cut corners, but unless you need to for your health, please don't cut your carbs. Yeah. 92% of you got that. Question 5. Which of the following terms does not describe meat from the same animal? Mutton, hogget, veal. Which of the following terms does not describe meat from the same animal? Mutton, hogget, veal. I've never understood why some meats are just named after the animal, but some of them get like secret code names. Like when it came to naming chicken meat, we just got real lazy. Tastes like chicken? But take cows, for example. They get so many different names for meat, even though it's all coming from the same animal. Beef, steak, brisket. No need for pseudonyms. We all know darn well where it's coming from. Kind of like when you ask a friend where she got her jacket and she responds, oh, this brand? Wild Fable. Girl, that is Target, no matter how you slice or dice it. Similarly, mutton and hogget, as well as lamb, all come from a sheep. But veal is the name for meat from an immature cow. That's right, 82% of you. Well done. Halfway there. Question 6. The symbol of New Orleans is what flower? Carnation, lily, daffodil. The symbol of New Orleans is what flower? Carnation, lily, daffodil. New Orleans. What a city. It's the birthplace of Mardi Gras, but also the birthplace of jazz. I mean, that has got to be a fun city, right? You don't even have to have ever been there to know that. Better than Saginaw, Michigan, which is probably the birthplace of Preparation H and tube socks and boredom, am I right? Okay, did I maybe make those things up? So what, I have an X from there, but I am not still bitter? No way! Would a bitter person carry around a voodoo doll and a fresh box of pins should inspiration strike? The answer is no. They would hop on a plane, confront the person in the aisle of their childhood grocery store, and then set their childhood home on fire, which I did not do yet. The point is, don't date people from boring towns. New Orleans claims the fleur-de-lis as their signet, which comes from the French for lily flower. Lily is your answer. 93% of you got that. Awesome. Question 7. The ancient Roman practice of convivium would have included all of the following practices except eating lying down, undressing prior to dinner, watering down their wine. The ancient Roman practice of convivium would have included all of the following practices except eating lying down, undressing prior to dinner, watering down their wine. Wow, okay, well, it seems to me like these ancient Romans needed a review of some of their table manners. Mabelus, if you're ableist, keep your elbows off the tableless, please, for the love of gods. Romulus, you cannot have seconds until you finish what's already on your plate, and do not go puke it up, mister. If you can't save room for dessert, then do you really need it? Ugh, okay, I need everyone to stop fornicating at the tables and finish your lamb chop. Sheesh. Literally, none of you are joining the clean plate club tonight. None of you. Ancient Rome is known for their lavish feasts known as convivia, wherein it was customary to eat lying down and to add water to wine. Knowing the Romans, I'm sure there was nudity at some point, but as far as we know, there is no documented practice of removing the toga before dinner. 80% of you got it. Question 8. Their traditional Mardi Gras dessert, akin to a coffee cake, typically hides a small baby figurine inside known as what? Fiv, bibelot, poupée. Their traditional Mardi Gras dessert, akin to a coffee cake, typically hides a small baby figurine inside known as what? Fiv, bibelot, poupée. Not to ruffle any feathers, seeing as Mardi Gras is a couple hundred-year-old tradition, but does social services know you're hiding a baby in a cake? Look, I mean, there's better places to hide a secret love child. If you're a rich baroness, you just send them off to boarding school. But hiding in a cake, like that's for strippers at a retirement party or Katy Perry in the California Girls music video. Okay, so she doesn't really hide in the cake. There's so much that fashions it into a bikini, but like my point still stands. Also, yep, I'm getting an update now that the baby in the cake is in fact a miniature figurine, which I would have noticed had I read a little more closely. The baby in the king cake, known as the fiv, represents the baby Jesus, and whoever gets the piece that contains it, next year the cake is on them. 88% of you got that. Question 9. The explorer who arrived in modern-day New Orleans on the eve of Mardi Gras had all of the following names except Jean, Lemoyne, Philippe. The explorer who arrived in modern-day New Orleans on the eve of Mardi Gras had all of the following names except Jean, Lemoyne, Philippe. This dude had a lot of names. Good thing he was alive in the 17th and 18th centuries because his full name definitely would not fit on any modern-day documentation. There's no way that guy could get a driver's license. But the thing with long names is it usually indicates that someone is pretty important. Either you have way too many names as an important person, or you have one, like Sting. Or sometimes even none, like when Prince just went by that symbol. What I want to know is, when is some celebrity gonna name their kid just an emoji? Ooh, I hope they choose the smiling turd. Oh, please be the smiling turd. This person who helped found the colony of Louisiana was Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne Sieur de Bienville, and he arrived just south of present-day New Orleans on the eve of the festival of Mardi Gras. 83% of you got that. Well, throw some beads and gold doubloons because we have made it to the final question. Question 10. The American version of the dessert, also known as omelette norvégienne, is named after what state? Minnesota, Alaska, Oregon. The American version of the dessert, also known as omelette norvégienne, is named after what state? Minnesota, Alaska, Oregon. We cannot do a Fat Tuesday quiz without talking about dessert. And if there's any day to not skip dessert, that would be today, because Mardi Gras always occurs on the night before Ash Wednesday, which kicks off the period of the Christian calendar known as Lent. Not to be a buzzkill, but Lent is a time of fasting and abstinence, which means if you're gonna commit, you probably need to get all your decadence out of the way. Think of it this way. Remember when Netflix removed The Office after we all watched it there for years? You only had a few more opportunities to see all the Michael Scott and Kelly Kapoor you wanted. So what did you do? You binged, baby. Same basic idea of get it while you can. Get your kicks while the sun's still shining, all that stuff. An omelette Norvégienne is the European equivalent of none other than a baked Alaska. And yes, if you got it, you deserve a sweet treat. 91% of you got that final question. What? That's amazing. Celebrate yourselves. You came, you slayed, you displayed your knowledge, and you are gonna get paid. And a quick reminder, if you missed it at the beginning, I'm not gonna be here the next 2 days, but I did get you a sub, a little substitute teacher. Trivia is still happening for 500 bucks for money, so you know what, goof off all you want, but this will be reflected in your grades. Yes, it will. Okay, 423 of you won tonight. Most Arrow, Ashnor, Fax Guru. Woo! Oni I Wow got an 8 out of 10. Oh no, Study 1. Bravo! Ashnor got a 10 out of 10. Shabza got a 7. Ribbiter, yes, it's not actually time off. I'm doing a shoot, but it's good. It's good. You get a friend named Chaz. Do we know Chaz? We're excited for Chaz. He's going to be amazing. Gummy Nuggets, bravo. Jenny Girl got a 9 tonight. I love it. Fudu Ichi got a 7 out of 10. Sujan 77 got a 4. Gummy Nuggets, baked Alaska is served on cruise ships. You know what? I've never been on a cruise ship, so I will not know. Chaz, he's in the chat. That's your host tomorrow. Say hello. Maybe get some extra credit points by saying hello to Chaz right now. All right, friends. Again, pre-show will not be happening on Display TV, but you can tune in to get the answer on Display TV about 10 minutes before the game, or you can tune into the Display TV live stream that I will be doing from the Display TV page tomorrow on Dolby Live. And I will also be giving away the answer there. So if you miss me, you want to see me tomorrow, I will be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 30 minutes before trivia. You just got to tune into the Dolby Live on the Display TV page. Now, maybe you also want to see Evie Cisco's on Connected e Explorer. Well, it's brand new tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, so you can get your fill of Display TV hosts tomorrow. You got Evie, then you got me, then you got Chaz. We will all see you there tomorrow on Display.